How you doing? Today I have something exciting. I know I haven't posted in a while, but trust me, I've recorded all the vlogs and they're coming soon. So today I've got something really cool. So I have been looking for a piece of software that could basically bring all my operations together. And as you guys know, we do, sorry, for the people that are new, we are involved in food manufacturing. So we produce frozen meals and things like that. So we have a small team. It's still in the startup phase, but we've been running for a good couple of years. And we actually have never gotten around to looking for a CRM software. So what we've been using to this date has literally been Microsoft to do OneNote, mind map software, literally a whole lot of different kinds of software to basically fulfill our duties and basically to grow the company. So recently though, we've been growing quite a lot as we've set up infrastructure and we're ready to grow now. So we're getting distributors on board and looking for sales reps and things like that. So as we're growing, by chance, I was actually looking for CRMs. I've been, testing out different CRMs like Salesforce and things like that. And it's really, really costly. So there wasn't really, it didn't seem to fit my needs as well. So as I was looking through, I came across an amazing piece of software. And as you can see, it's called Flowlu. So it's pretty cool software. So basically you guys can go on the site, have a look, and you can see it gives you a basic description of what it does. And I'll also go ahead now and show you exactly how it works, but it's got a lot of features in it. So it's almost like bordering on an ERP system. And for people that don't know the difference between a CRM and an ERP, a CRM is basically more sales focused, where an ERP is more based on your processes. So what the good thing about this software is that they do have an API and it's on their roadmap as well. And I did ask support and they said in future that is possible. So what's really awesome is as our business scales up, and I'm sure as yours scales up as well, your own businesses, you'll be able to build your own software or use other ERP softwares and basically integrate it with this. So it'll basically create a really, really awesome all-in-one tool. So as it is right now, you'll be able to see the pricing is pretty cool and pretty, they quite good on what they allow you to, the features that you get for free. So they have a free tier, a team, a business, professional, and enterprise. And as you can see, you can just pick what you need and the size of your company, and basically it will grow with you. So they're pretty lenient. I mean, there's monthly, yearly software, and they have some good deals available. So just chat to support if you are interested, and you'll be able to see. But what I do suggest is basically what I've done. You sign up for the free trial. I think it's about 14 days. Play around with it and see what you can do with it. And see if it actually brings value to your company. But for me, it was absolutely insanely incremental to what we're going to do. And I found it at the right time. So I'm pretty excited about this and sharing it with you guys. So yeah, let me go ahead and get into it. So let me just get into it here. So, okay, so here is the dashboard of Flowlu. So basically when you get into it, oops, sorry, that's my WhatsApp notifications. Okay, so basically once you get into the dashboard, this is what you will see. Once you log in, you'll be able to, it'll ask you if you want to accept notifications, which you can allow through your browser. What's really cool is this is actually working through my mobile device. This is a Tab S7 and it runs perfectly well. There's actually no need to even use a laptop, which is kind of what I do quite a lot of the time. I use everything online and it's brilliant that this actually can be run through here perfectly. So if you want to go ahead, you can accept notifications, but because this is a tab, there's actually a mobile app as well, which is super awesome. So let me run you through it. So when you open it, you basically will get, for the first time, you will get your onboarding process. And if you click onto all of these options, these are basically, in essence, the features and more information about them and how to set them up. So when you first log in, you'll be able to go through these these sections, and you'll be able to set up basically each side as you need it. You may not use all of them to start. It may look overwhelming because there's so many features, but trust me, it's super easy. And I'll basically show you the first few things you need to set up to get yourself going. All right, so if you're done with this and you don't need it, let me just show you. Let's click on one of these, and it basically shows you what you need to do. You can click the links and it'll assist you with setup. So I'm going to quickly set it up, and then I'll continue the showing you guys exactly how it works. All right, cool. See you guys in a few minutes. So we're back. Okay, so let's go ahead and dismiss the onboarding so we can disable that, right? And if you go ahead and dismiss that, you will then see you have a feed, right? Now this company feed is basically like, you can think about it like your company's social media, so to say, right? But this is really helpful in the sense that let's say your team has achieved something really cool, like you secured a new client. All you guys need to do is type it in this little company feed here, hit enter, and your whole team will be able to see it. So instead of arranging a meeting and wasting time, everyone just sees it, they can comment, and everyone knows, you know, you can keep everything updated together. Okay, cool. Then the next feature is tasks, right? So I'm just going to run through these features quickly. Some of them I haven't set up yet. I've been using it all in the in my other account. So for now, I'm going to show you a complete setup so that you guys know exactly how it works. So this is basically your tasks. You can separate it by day, tomorrow, without a date, whichever you need, right? You can get it in a to-do list. You can get it in a Kanban board view, and you can see to-do, in progress. You can basically drag it from one end to the other, and, you know, as you need, right? You can also list it in views, and there's templates. So you can say, okay, great, who's assigned it, the date, the deadline, and which one of your teammates are assigned to it. All right. The other cool thing I like about To Do is that you can basically, oh yes, the other thing is, sorry, before I forget. So let's say as the CEO or an executive, right, you need your approval for something. So let's say the finance department needs to approve a discount for 25% for a new client, but you guys normally give 10% or something like that. So they will send it through and they will create the task. You need to create the task, or they do. Either way, whichever team member creates it, they can request your approval, and only once you approve it will they go ahead and do it. Now the other cool thing about tasks is that you can simply create a task, right, and then you can add it to a project or a company. So for instance, R&D, I can click in the R&D and say create new product, or let's develop a new steak product or a new chicken product, and I can add it there. I can add a deadline, I can add a timeline, and I can assign it to each department, which is also a cool feature that is on the roadmap. They will be able to classify things by department. So yeah, that'll be really cool. Looking forward to that feature. Okay, cool. So that's basically a quick thing about tasks. And then CRM. Okay, now this is interesting. So this CRM is obviously the core reason for buying the software for a lot of people. And basically what this allows you to do is you can basically create new sales objectives and tasks. So let's say I went out and we're currently looking for distributors. So we will basically go and say, right, for instance, distributor one is, let's say, a retail outlet. They'd like to purchase $30,000 worth of stock per month, and you know, they're interested, but we haven't had a meeting yet, or we haven't gone through any of the stages yet. So it's simply a new lead. So it's easy for me to do. All I do is I literally create a new opportunity, go up here, create a new opportunity, I label it, I say what the opportunity is worth and how far we've got it. So let's say next week we have a meeting, and now they've moved on to the second stage, which is they want to see a price list, and they have space to list the product in their store. So then they'll move on to qualification. Once we send them the price list and they're ready to order, there'll be the proposal and then the negotiation. And you can, as well, you can also change these things. So you'll be able to just change these. So if you want to put new, then you want to put accepted, rejected, or whatever you will be able to change these fields as whichever suits your company. So that's pretty awesome. Obviously now with activities, this basically tells you can assign activities to those opportunities. So your distributor said, okay, cool, they want a price list, so you need to know that, you know, you need to go and get a price list to get this going. All right. And then the organizations, you can assign it to a different company. I haven't created any yet, but you can call it retailer one and assign it to that. And then your contacts is basically all your contacts for either a certain organization or a company. You can assign it like that. And I'll show you how cool this feature actually is, because if you receive new emails, you can actually set up the emails to automatically create new organizations and add to contacts, which is super cool. Because if you set up an email specifically for sales, you can actually draw every single lead that comes through there and automatically create an opportunity and a contact, which is crazy and has improved our workflow and our whole team tremendously. It's crazy. So that is super awesome. Okay, and then your projects. Okay, so this is fairly simple. Your projects are simply example things that you have to work on. So for me, I use them as departments right now until the departments feature comes along. But for me, it's a department feature. So for instance, this would be R&D, then we'd have accounting, technology, things like that. And then inside these projects, I'll say, right, so in the R&D, we need to have 10 new products by the end of the month. So I will go in the R&D and I'll create the 10 products and I will assign people to it and how it's going to be done. And that's where the project workflows come through. So your project workflows, as you can see, you can create activities for each product and workflow. And basically it's almost like Kanban, and your burn down charts and things like that, where you'll be able to say when it's due, any problems that came through, how do we fix them, solutions, things like that. So it's pretty cool, right? And then your finance. Okay, so for me, I haven't used this personally in our organization, as we have zero, so we connected to zero. So they did mention though at support that they will be, it's in the pipeline on the roadmap, which they also have a link that you can check out, that they will be developing new integrations for Zero, QuickBooks, things like that. So that'll be awesome. So once that's connected, all these, we will be able to use these features. But if you don't have any Zero connection, and even if you're a small business, large business, you'll be able to just use this purely even to just generate invoices straight up. So that's pretty cool. Your recurring invoices is pretty self-explanatory. You just create it to renew every month, etc. Your estimates will obviously be based on all your products you enter, your sales you enter, and it will be able to estimate for you. Okay, the money is a coming soon feature, which they said, but this is actually really cool because you can actually monitor manually. So I use another app basically to monitor cash flow and things for my company. So this would be actually really cool. When we set it up, I will hopefully do a follow-up video as soon as I get everything up and running 100%. So basically, let's say, yes, you get paid every month, 30 days from your suppliers and things, right? But you want to know at this exact period of time, are you negative, positive cash flow, and how to plan your your entire workflow. So this would be really cool because every time you literally have an expense, you record it immediately. Every time you have invoiced for payment, you can record it only when you receive the payment. So therefore, although you're buying things this month and only getting payment next month, in your cash flow terms, you will be negative, or let's say negative 20,000 or whatever it is, right? But now because of this feature, you'll be able to actually track in your bank account exactly where you are. So that's really, really cool, right? Okay, and then your transactions will simply be if you connect it to your bank account or you connect it with Zero or any of these integrations, you'll basically be able to see everything here. So it's almost like a all-in-one tool, literally an all-in-one tool. You'll be able to do everything through here. So I'm going to go through the last 3 features so you guys can check it out. So your files, you can upload files for your team to see. So you can have files like, let's say, instruction manuals, notes you guys create. When one of your sales rep goes to a customer, you can put that in here, right? The other cool thing is that I think it's a feature on their roadmap, but what's really cool about their support is they're really friendly, really helpful, and they also welcome new features and new requests. And if there's enough requests and things, they will actually start implementing it, which is super awesome. So I think I've requested OneDrive support, and I think it's on the roadmap. Let's just double check on that. But basically OneDrive, Google Drive, all of that, you can integrate that here. And be able to share folders and things with people. That would be really cool. And then yeah, your calendars. So this basically will either sync with your Google or sync with your account. You can also have a company calendar, which is a really important feature, because this was one of the features that saved us quite a bit of time. Instead of having everyone's personal emails synced with everyone's calendars and making sure that everyone accepted an event, all you do is simply add all your teammates onto this the Flowlu, and then you create a company calendar, and all the events that are actually coming up, everyone will see it. So you don't have to have excuses that, oh, they didn't know, whatever it may be. You'll be able to see it through the company calendar. So that's a really neat feature. And then your team. This is simply adding all the people in your team and what they do, contact details, and to add them, you simply hit that. All right. Okay, cool. So agile projects. Okay, so this is an interesting feature, but this would be more towards your IT software dev kind of company, where you'd look for burn down charts and Kanbans, and basically where you can track each step of every single project and how far it's gotten. So for instance, with software dev, you have like front end, back end development and things like that. So you'll be able to basically say, okay, cool, the front end designers, they've worked on the home screen, they've worked on this and this, and be able to assign a date, finish date, what they've done, any problems, things like that. So if you're a software company, this will also be really cool. And the awesome thing is that they've included both types of projects for companies like ours and companies like software dev. So it's quite a wide range of features that they've included, which is really cool. Then your products you can add manually or by CSV. So this would literally be all your products your company has. Once again, I'm waiting for the zero integration so that everything can be synced together and you'll have like the synergy. That's really cool. Okay, record lists. So this will help you keep track of literally anything you want in terms of birthdays and whichever other information you need for your team to access, which is pretty cool. The other thing you also need is that cool. Okay, so the other things I was saying that is just super helpful is that in each of these categories, if you don't know how to use it, there's actually a video embedded right here. So it'll show you exactly how to use it. But the list is really cool. You can keep track of managements and records and things. So for instance, for us, when we go to retailers, we need to check temperatures of certain fridges, freezers, whatever it may be. We can actually create records and say health and safety checks, keep this here, and all our sales reps can simply access what the standard is supposed to be, and they can record which retailers were under that or over that or in the danger zone, and we'll be able to action that if things do go past the expiry date or there's complaints. We'll be able to follow that through, which is pretty awesome as well. Knowledge base. Okay, this is a super exciting feature. This basically allows you to create YouTube videos, text, notes, whatever you need, even training guides, and you can upload it for your entire team to learn from and use, which is a centralized database of your entire company. And what's also coming soon is apparently we will be able to also share this with our clients as well. So if we onboarding new distributors and things like that, we'll be able to use this as well, which is pretty cool. Right, and then the mind maps. This is one of my favorite features. I basically have like 5 different apps that do this. So this is a really cool feature. You'll be able to create your mind map. So let me go ahead and show you that. We can say, let's just call it curry, right? And or you can also enable access via a link. Yeah, let's just put in something here. Let's just call it curry deli. Let's hit save. So now you'll be able to do this, which is really cool. So you can add your topic in here. All right, and you can rename the list. You can add the topic, so you can literally say R&D. Let's say R&D, right? Then you can say you want a new sheet, so you can say you want to add chicken, for instance, right? Then you say enter, and basically you can either add sheets or you can literally just add branches of this, and yeah, that should be pretty okay. So basically you can add your list down there, and then if you hold this down, you'll be able to add icons, priority, progress, topic after, before, subtopic, and that's how it branches off. That's a pretty cool feature, and everything is basically accessible through this one piece of software. How cool is that? Okay, now that we're out of the mind maps, they're all saved here. You can also click on email. All right, sorry about that, guys. Those are our national birds making a noise, but here we go. So basically, you'll click here and you'll be able to see a list of all your emails. There is, however, a 5 limit email for each user. However, if you have like 10 users, they each can have their own email addresses. To add them, you just click new email. Oh, sorry, not new email. You click here, add new account, and you can add a new user. Yeah, simple as that. Everything through one application, and then you have reports, right? Now your reports basically allows you to see a overview of everything, the tasks, the CRM, finance department, everything. So this is a really good feature to have, where this is almost like you can say like your CEO, your CFO can have a look here and basically see an overview of the entire company. So that's pretty cool. Then you can go to apps and you can basically add. So this is all the modules, we'll call it, that you can add on, and basically watch as you need. So if you don't need agile projects, you can basically click here, click more. Okay, so for us, we don't need it. You can uninstall that, and basically your list on the side gets a bit smaller, which is kind of easier to manage if you need to, right? Yeah, and that's it. The main thing you need to do when you start off is basically go and manage your settings. So change your time zones, do when you'd like your week to start and everything like that. You've got your references. You can actually even make your own domain, so that, as you can see, this top bar here actually has your company in. You can also customize the logo here and put your own company logo there. Yeah, guys, so that was Flowloo. If you have any questions and stuff, you guys can basically email their support directly. As you can see, it's right here, support@flowloo.com. And the really cool thing is, oh yeah, sorry, the main feature as well, you can actually add notes anywhere by simply clicking here, and you can also chat to the rest of your team from here without opening WhatsApp, Teams, or anything else. And if you'd like to chat to the support team, Flowloo support team, you just click down here and you'll be able to have access to everything you need. So yeah, guys, that's basically an overview of Flowloo. If you need any assistance and stuff, as was said, you can simply go ahead and click on support@flowloo.com. Alright, guys, cool. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. There is an awesome deals coming through on a couple of platforms, so you can, yeah, go ahead and click the link below and get yourself Flowloo. Awesome.